lots of stuff to cover today. Lots of misery, lots of sadness. But one man isn't scared. He's not worried. He's got the world by the horns. That's right. And he believes in der Lieder, der Führer, and he's never felt let down by him. He's never felt a moment where Papa won't preach. Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Kelly, Trump still stands strong. Trump's still standing. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Trump. Here's the title of this one. Go get out of here. Trump standing strong amid indictment madness. He's got that pain. The Lord is protecting him. He's got running up of indictment coming up through his heels and into his spine like a demon. And yet, there he is, not looking haggard, pissed off at all. I mean, if you ask Greg Kelly, that's Trump's hero face. And his hair's supposed to look like that. It doesn't look like you've been working on Midjourney or any of the other AI image generators for a long time and you still can't get the fucking hair right. It doesn't look like that at all. Anyways, so, if I may, ladies and gentlemen, and I had to, because Rumble has ads on it, I had to jump ahead and take the ad off this one because it was extra long. And this is only a couple minutes. So apparently Trump can only stand strong for about 2 minutes and 32 seconds. After that, he leaves Greg as disappointed as Stormy Daniels was relieved. Oh, boy. Oh. And by the way, is it just me or does Greg look tan right now? Does he look like he's gotten a little bit of sun? Or maybe somebody turned on one of the studio lights and turned off one of the cafeteria lights where they shoot this in an old school.
They so miscalculated Donald.
Oh boy, they could have gotten him, but they didn't get him. There's all this stuff that they could do. Oh, he's such a good guy.
Trump in custody, and I think he's even more popular. We know this is a sham.
Yeah, no, it's, how could that be more, how could he possibly be more popular? Considering he's not even getting a plurality, I guess, consistently of Republican voters. Dude gets about 60 to 70% of the Republican vote right now. Even with this shit where they're like, I'm rallying behind him. Doesn't mean they're going to vote for him. But if anybody asks, you're goddamn right, I'm still a maggot. How's this DeSantis guy's campaign going?
Did you see him in court?
Yes, I did. He doesn't look at all like he's miffed and annoyed. He doesn't at all look like a boy sitting outside a principal's office waiting for the hammer to drop. Don't ask me how I know that.
You know, if this really does go forward.
Look at his attorney, though. Fuck what Trump looks like. Look at this. Look at his attorney on the far end looks like he's been caught shoplifting. and is Joey Peanuts ever going to finish filling out those forms? Okay, how do you spell attorney again? Is there a U in it, or is that just the British spelling?
One thing he has to worry about, I guess,
is the fact that his attorney looks like a Joe Piscopo character who might mug him during the actual... I've just been put here by the mob to make sure he keeps his fucking mouth shut.
Is a jury of his so-called peers.
Yeah, that would be worrisome, because if they manage to find 12 game show hosts who pretend to be billionaires who have suckers for followers, who the shit? I mean, I guess they could clone Elon Musk.
Problem is, he's in New York County.
Not New York County.
Now, he's lived in Manhattan for many years. Manhattan, this town made him famous, okay? But there's a problem with Manhattan. Also,
yes, there is. There's a problem with Manhattan. It's full of Manhattanites. people who go to the Met, people who give to charity, people who walk their dog in the park. They don't feel that great about philandering assholes in an awful orange tie at this point, by the way, who have never been able to maintain having a pet and keep it alive, and quite frankly showed up at charity events that they weren't invited to and never contributed to ever. So maybe that's it. Maybe
known as New York County. The people here, unfortunately, even the Republicans, don't like him. Manhattan is the one county in all of the state, the one county that voted for John Kasich in 2016.
That's weird. The county that knows him best. That doesn't send up any red flags for you there, Greg. That doesn't concern you in any way. That the people who know him best are most likely to say, fuck that guy. Give me the boring guy from Ohio. Perhaps it's a sign. It's almost as if, Greg, the further away you get from Trump, the more you're more apt to like him. But the closer you get, you're like, let go of my pussy.
Over Donald Trump, his home county.
That's right. His home county, who knows him for decades. You might be onto something, Greg. Come into the light, my friend. All you got to just step over that threshold. It's right there in front of your tiny little fucking mind.
So I don't want these people sitting in judgment of Donald Trump. Do you?
Yes, I do, because they know him best. They are his peers, fellow Manhattanites. Fuck you.
Very, very unlikely that he could get a fair trial here. They're already making
yes, they all know too much
noise about bringing this.
Yes, it's very difficult to get a trial in a country where, in a county where everyone there goes, that asshole? Fuck yeah, I saw him last year. He comes up to my wife. Everybody's got a story like that.
To Staten Island. Hopefully it doesn't get that far. And again, Donald Trump today and all this craziness.
That's a weird, and by the way, there's another guy behind him. So it looks like he's got double ears or whatever, which makes his hair look like he's got some sort of like weird fading mohawk. But don't let that distract you from the fact that the top of his head looks very fucking weird.
He looked like, well, Donald Trump.
Well, yeah, but a wet old Donald Trump.
Except more so, tougher.
Yes. Tougher. Yes, and the top of his head looks more like he got it out of a lint filter on a dryer. This'll do.
In court, out of court, this guy's ready. And I mean,
in court, out of court, this guy's ready. He's ready for anything except ramps and teleprompters and legislation and interpersonal relationships.
This is the Donald Trump we know, right? Do you see anything different? Seriously.
Do I see anything different? Yes. He's presently getting indicted in this picture. That's very different. He's hit the O part of FAFO. He's got his FAFO face on. It's very different.
Is there anything? I think the camera reveals a lot. Well.
Yeah, where he's angry and bored.
You can see it. I can see it.
Daddy can see it. Num num nummy. The tongue jutting is fucking gross, Greg.
Look at what the fake news says about it. Look at how they characterize it. There was a guy who was in the back of the courtroom, and I don't know, does this sound like he's maybe exaggerating, distorting, maybe even lying?
I don't know. Of course. I mean, I've never seen a better picture of Donald Trump. He doesn't at all look like his eyes have gone black. Like when when they tell stories in true crime shows. You guys watch? Come on, you got to watch some true crime shows. Point of order, if I may, Mr. Chairman. Hello, chat room. Quick question. You ever spell that however you like. You ever watch one of those true crime shows and somebody describes how there was this guy and they knew him and he seemed really normal and all that kind of stuff. But then when he started criming, when he started being a monster, his eyes went black and there was no humanity there. You know what I'm talking about? I know you know, because I can remember at least 4 of those fucking things. Four witnesses or victims in those stories that would go, his eye went black. His eye, as soon as right, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, Bink. That's what he looks like. That's the sociopath, like, where his eyes dilate like a motherfucker. Now, it's hard to say why his eyes are so dilated, whether he's gacked up or something like that. But we've seen a few of these where they've gotten in close on him and his fucking pupils are this big. And often, that's where, when people are attacked and somebody, is crazed, their pupils will really dilate. And it makes their eyes look almost black. That's, and if they had dark eyes to begin with, it makes it even worse. And he's got, like, I guess, hazily something or eyes or whatever. Anyways, in this particular instance, he seems bored and slow, but his eyes are really dilated. So he's got that weird kind of black eye. Yeah, he's got Bundy eyes. And the seething afterwards just is fucking creepy. But let's see what Greg clearly thinks this guy, who was sitting in the back, he couldn't even see his face. He's gotta be lying. Obviously, he was downwind from Trump's farts, so clearly the magic is still working, but...
When Trump came into the courtroom, he looked particularly angry, visibly shaken, and the most gaunt that I've seen him. And it was really striking. I've never seen him look so, I guess, afraid, and I've never seen him look so...
Yeah, these are some of the pictures, I would say. There's a lot of him doing that we saw it when he was during his little blather. I won't even call it a speech, just blather at Mar-a-Lago, where he was doing that. That, you know what I'm talking about? It's really fucking awful. And he had that crackling when his mouth was so fucking dry. I don't.
So serious as he did today.
All right, those things don't go together. You can't.
Yes. That guy was in the room, and he was around Trump the entire time, live, in person, and I've seen 8 photos, okay? And those 8 photos, I have been able to project onto them a feeling of strength and virility, because that's what I've done for years. It's how my brain works at this point. Trump means daddy. Every picture, no matter how shitty or fake, whether it's him riding a lion, or playing, or that awful gif of him shitting while he plays tennis, which is totally fake. What that to me still says hero. Like he can just kill a serve and drop a log. It's he's that kind of.
Can't be angry and afraid at the same time. And gaunt, what's wrong with? I mean, does that mean he's losing weight?
Yes, and by the way, like you say it like it's a bad thing. We all know he was a big fatty 2x4, right, Greg? Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me move this down here because we're getting over Greg's face. I ran out of space for these things. Hold on. Put this over here. Shrink it down. Move it to there. We'll put it right here. Thank you. So you're close to home. Hello, friend. All right.
I mean, look, I think that was totally mischaracterized, don't you? I think his...
No, I don't.
Prejudice and pre-existing opinions of Donald Trump.
Yes, his pre-existing condition, which was, here comes fatty 2x4. Jesus Christ, he looks like a deflated balloon. Yeah. Shouldn't prejudge somebody as they're walking in a room. You might be wrong.
Impacted what he just said. But maybe that's just me. Maybe.
It is. Greg, it's just you. Well, it's not just you, but it's definitely you. It's also like 15 other people,
Maybe I'm being harsh.
No, I think you're being too forgiving of Trump. I don't think you're being harsh about this guy. He doesn't give a fuck, Greg.
No, I got it. I nailed it. I'll be right back.
Okay. I like super. I nailed it, he said. That's all he could squeeze out of that shit.